Hello, everybody. So, in today's video, we will make this COVID-19 virus using geometry nodes in Blender. And in the process, we will also learn about some cool nodes. So, we have our starting scene in Blender, and we will first delete this cube. And in place, we will add one ecosphere. Although this is not really required, since in the geometry nodes, we can separately add it. Now, let's try to add the spikes of our virus. Now, I believe the minimal shape is a cylinder, and we can make the spikes using a cylinder. So in our cylinder, let me decrease the resolution. I think this is not required. And let's move it at the side. And now here what I will do is I will basically take the cylinder and let's add four loop cuts. Now what I will do is let me select everything and let's scale it down like this. So for this one, and I believe this is fine. We will need some more, and I will just to make an inset and maybe something like this. Another one. Now let's try to make the dip at the top. There is little bit dip at the top of the spikes. So let's do that. And we will bring it slightly down. Uh, yeah, I think it still doesn't look that good. Maybe the next one should have the dip. So let's keep it like this. And the next one will have a dip like this. And there will be an even smaller one that will have a bigger dip. Yeah, maybe we can make it even smaller. So something like this. And at the bottom also, I think we can make it better. So how does it look right now? So maybe this one we can move little bit up. And so for this one, if we press double G, we can basically slide it like this. But I will simply maybe move it little bit down here. Anyway, I think rest of the things we can manage. I think there is no need to be picture perfect. We will also do one more thing. That is, we'll do an inset little bit here. And we will do something like this so that it looks like it has some sort of a base. Yeah. And one last thing that we will do is in our edit mode, um, what I will do is I will move all the points little bit upwards so that the center is little bit downwards, so that if we try to rotate it, it rotates from the bottom and not from the center. And what this will do is this will basically position this at the bottom of our vertices, and this will not basically spawn out from the middle. I mean, you will get it when we do it. I think little bit above will be better. So maybe somewhere around here is fine. Okay. So now we may also do a shade smooth, something like this. But this is also something that we can do in our geometry node. So let's keep it as it is for now. One more thing. We also need to add materials to it. But I believe this is something that we can do later. Let's first see how we can model this. Because there is one or two essential nodes that we need to use for this one. Now we have an ecosphere here. So we will go to geometry node. And we won't need the spreadsheet. So let's close it. And here what I will do is I will click on the new. And we do have a group input and a group output. Now, what kind of nodes do I need for this one? So first things first, what I will need is an instance on points, because in all of these points, and everything is now gone, and we know how to add it. We have to add a join geometry, and here we have to add the input. And now in every point, I want one mushroom to basically spawn. Well, not the mushroom, the spikes of our virus. And yeah, I don't know how a virus works actually. I just saw the COVID virus uh, models when it was COVID time. So I thought that let's just make it. I have no idea how those spikes work or what. Anyway, so now what we will do is basically in our instance, we will set our cylinder. So let's bring our cylinder, and if I just plug it like this, it has a weird shape, and this can be fixed by making it as point 0.1. Yeah. So now we have lots of cylinders, and they are very weirdly placed. Um, so how can we fix this? So what really happens here is we have the rotation of 0, 0, and 0. And so basically it will just spawn our shape as it is, like our cylinder or spikes as it is. So what we want to do is we want to basically align these shapes with that of our like the direction of our point. So one thing to show you is if I go to layout and we will click on the overlay section. So this is our overlay, and here we have something called face orientation. And if I just click on it, the whole sphere becomes blue. Now I will just show you something briefly. Let's take one face, this face for example, and I will delete the face. Now inside you see something that all the faces inside are red. Now outside all the faces are blue. Now what does this mean? It means that all of our outside faces are pointing outward and all of our inside faces are pointing inward. So this is one property of the normal. Now, one more thing is, well, let's just close this. I will click on this one, mesh edit mode overlays, and here we have some normals. So this is one, this is called a vertex normal. And let's increase the size to have a better understanding. So let's make it zero point 0.5. So you do see that lots of lines are coming out of our vertices. So what does this mean? This means that this is the direction of our point. And similarly, we can change it to edge. And now we have four lines. Let's do one thing. Let's remove our regular vertex. And this is what we see now. Now from the edge, now edge is a little bit complex, but the face will be simpler. And we do see from the middle of our faces, there are one lines. And this basically represents the direction of our faces. Now, this could be a little bit complex to understand at first, but once we get used to it, this is actually very simple. Now, we don't really want this. What we want is basically in the direction of our like vertex normals. So you do see these directions. So we want our spikes of our virus to be placed along these lines. Now, you may agree with this on me. So this is exactly what we want. Now, the question is how can we do this in geometry nodes? So we get a theoretical idea of how this should work. Now, let's see how we can actually do it. So let's go to object mode and go back to our geometry node. And now here, if I just drag it to our instance, so we do have the weird shape like this. Now, what I will do is I will add another node, and this is called align rotation to vector. Now, previously there was another node. It was called align Euler to vector, but now this is deprecated. So the difference between them, there is not much difference if you can see. So we will use align rotation to vector from now on. In previous versions, like I think from 4.1, this has changed. I don't really remember, but yeah, this is a better node that we will use now. And what we have to do is we have to also bring the normal. Now, if I simply just join the normal without rotation, it will not work because we do not have any orientation here. This is just the normal, and hence we get such weird results. So what we really have to do is we have to plug our normal with our vector and our rotation with our rotation. And now we have exactly what we want. So we do have a model of a A very simple COVID-19 virus. Now let's quickly add our materials and we will call it a day. So you will see the note. So very simple formula to create a beautiful virus. Not so beautiful actually. So let's go to layout and we have our virus and we'll go to our shader. So let's go to shading and here first, let's add a material for this one and we'll make it red. And here, maybe a little bit metallic. I don't know. Our virus is metallic or not. Maybe roughness will increase a little bit. And for our body, what do we need to do? So we'll go to our geometry nodes once again. And this is our main shape, this one. And this is our instance, basically our spike. So what we will do is we will add two more nodes, set material and another set material here. And to understand if things are working fine or not, we will also change it to our basically materials. So set material and we will add this one here. So our red color is gone, but it will come back once we add this material. And here we have to add another material. So in our basically in our materials, let's add a new material and just give it material one. And for this one, we will go to our shading and this is white for now, which is fine. Let's expand this. Think we don't really need the other tab. Now what I really want to do is I will add a color ramp and we'll plug it here. So it becomes grayish. With our color ramp, I will add a noise texture and we'll plug the factor with our factor. Now there is little bit of noise. We will add the scale to let's say 50. Looks better. Now I will make it slightly bluish. I don't know if that's how viruses look like, but yeah, something like this. Next, this is all too planar, so we will add little bit bumpiness to it. So not this one, not the transmission or the port. There is a node, it is called bump. And we will plug our bump with the normal of our bump with our normal and our factor with our height. It may take some time because it is doing a lot of calculations and it is too bumpy. So what I will do is I will decrease the height to let's say 0.05. Yeah, I think this is better. And lastly, I don't think we need any metallic or any roughness or anything like that. What I can do is I can make it more darker, and this will make it brighter. Let's not do that, and something like this. And lastly, let's see how it looks like. Yeah, one more thing is we need to make it smooth. That is not yet done, and that will be done in our geometry node. So our spikes are still they have the shade flat, so we have to make it smooth. So what I will do is there is another uh, set shade smooth. Yeah, we will use this node before adding our material and this will make it smooth. Yeah, so this is exactly what we want. Now we can add more details of course, but yeah, this is a minimal virus and this is how it looks like. And what we will do last is in our world, let's add a brighter color, something like this. And we have EV for now. I think EV is fine. And this is how it looks like. Yeah. If we render this in cycles, this will definitely look better. But for the time being, what we can do is we can bring the lights closer. So it will be here. So let's bring the light in front. Huh. And let's see. Now it has little bit brightness. And yeah, I think this is fine for now. Uh, we can make a better virus, of course. But for learning geometry nodes, I think this is good. So that's it for this video, folks. And if you have learned something new in this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe the channel to help me grow it fast. And I will see you soon with another very interesting video. So see ya.